Hello and welcome. My name is Gilbert Angana. I'm the CEO of Ascent Leadership Group, and what we do as Ascent Leadership Group is equipping and enabling leaders to understand how to influence beyond their positional authority. And we do this through coaching, through teaching, through consulting and research. And the idea is to be able to equip leaders to understand how to build up thriving teams and drive purposeful transformations in their organization. So over the last 30 plus days, I've been sharing about my upcoming book, and I'm sure you've been following the conversation. If not, please go to my social media handles, check out some of the conversations that I've had, some of the quotes that I've shared, some thoughts around specific key aspects of Purposeful at Heart that will be valuable to you. And most importantly is the book will be out in the next few days. Ensure to grab your copy. It will be on Amazon, it will be on other online platforms, and definitely there'll be physical copies, especially for the initial people who are within my locality in Kenya. So last episode I talked about love and how love can be implemented in a leadership space, and what are some of the components that you can be able to start employing to be able to drive love as a center of leadership engagement. So today I want to talk about value. So let's talk about value and what does that mean from a leadership perspective. And I think we talked about the fundamental aspect of purposeful leadership, and we talked about the heart of purposeful leadership is loving people unconditional, but also now the heart of purposeful leadership is valuing people. And when you talk about valuing people, there's a quote by Martha McSally, who talked about, when you value people, you give them freedom. When you value me, you're giving me freedom. When I value you, I'm giving you freedom. In fact, there's a quote by Goethe, one of the philosophers, early philosopher, who talked about that the way you see people is the way you treat them. The way you treat them then is what they become. So when you value people, what we are trying to say is we are trying to enable them. We are trying to challenge them to actually be the people that they want to be themselves. And that's the gist of why leadership, when you're talking about valuing people, leaders are critical in terms of driving that component of valuing people. Remember, we talked about at the center of everything, as the center of transformational success, is the behavior of leaders. And the fundamental behavior of leaders is actually to how do you value your people. And valuing your people means recognizing their capabilities. It means developing their skills. It means enriching their professional and human qualities. I talk about it in Purposeful at Heart. In fact, there is a self-audit around just for you to understand your level that you are in terms of valuing people today in the book. That will be very critical for you to be able to grab that copy when it comes out and go through the self-audit for value, answer those questions and see where you are, and then work on your way on how to be able to improve your aspect of valuing people. So quickly, I want to share 4 things that for me I think are fundamental when you're talking about valuing people as leaders. And the first one is encourage people. Instead of pushing them to the brink, encourage them. And in many spaces of leadership, we find that because of pressure, because of the aspect of performance and productivity, we end up pushing people to the brink and we're not encouraging them. Then at the end of the day, we are not solving that aspect of productivity. In fact, you're making it even much more worse. The second is understanding and helping others rather than using threats. So as a leader, if you want to be felt as if you're valuing people, don't use threats. I mean, people have enough threats in their lives and they don't want that from their leaders. So understand and help others to thrive and don't use threats. And I think this is a fundamental component for many leaders to be able to understand. Number 3 is challenge others with motivation and vigor. I mean, we are good at pushing others. For many leaders, we are good in at giving some aspect of negative reinforcement But we need to understand that for us to be able to show value to people, we need to challenge them with motivation, we need to challenge them with vigor. And the last one is praise others instead of belittling them. And I think this is a core one, because we might belittle people unconsciously without knowing, and this is a space where many leaders are. But when we raise above that and praise others instead of belittling them, then we are showing them value. I think for me, these are the fundamental things around Purposeful at Heart. The heart to value people. And it's important to talk about value when you're talking about leadership. So I hope I've been able to really excite something. Watch out for the book. It's details, breakdowns of all these 4 areas and how you can be able to apply it, including the self-audit on value. So I hope you'll be able to grab a copy in the next few days when it comes out. Thank you very much. My name is Gilbert Tangana, and see you in the next episode when I talk about belief.